Yeah, so it looks like it's time to get started here. It's 3 o'clock. My name is Mark Long. I am the Division Chief for DOD Enterprise Mobility, and I'm here with a lot of my staff today, key members here, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce some of them. So Miss Ashley Rozier is the Deputy of DOD Enterprise Mobility, and Josh Howard, he's in charge of all the operations provisioning. Jamie Barrios is the branch chief for classified mobility. That includes the WinDAR, DMCCS, and TS. Lieutenant Henriquez, she's in charge of all app vetting and lab management. And Mr. Chris Douglas, he's in charge of unclassified mobility as the lead engineer for that. So, and today,
thanks, Mark.
Just overall everything. Okay. So what we're going to do today is, first I'm going to give kind of a little bit of an overview of what we offer as mobility capabilities to DOD. I'm going to do just real high level, one slide, not deep enough to do much damage. And then what I'll do is we're going to turn it over. We're going to kind of go through the different classifications and the leads and subject matter experts for those. We'll brief more detail about those. But more interesting is we're going to take a page from our boss's playbook from the keynote, and we're going to do a little bit of the wouldn't it be cool if type of questions. So mobility is a prime candidate for this, for unclassified and classified, so we have some of those types of questions and answers. And then of course at the end we'll talk about where you can go to get more information, what's coming up next, and also, I guess, question and answer. If you have other questions for us, you can go to the microphone here in the center. Okay, next slide. I got it. I guess we have a disclaimer. Okay, so the overview slide here, really what this gets at is it just shows that we have pretty much 3 main capabilities, and those are across 2 different kind of categories. We have unclassified mobility, and that is what we call DMUC. You may hear it called DMUC, and those are government furnished devices that we provide managed service and access back into the DOD through. And there's app vetting, there's some more detail that you'll hear about, and there's a lot of exciting things happening in that area. And then you'll see we have a classified mobility category. And so from that we have secret and we have top secret offerings. And these are commercial solution for classified registered solutions with NSA. So you'll hear more about that coming up. But these are government owned devices that are configured in such a way without type 1 encryption, without key mat or crypto, that can reach into the DOD, and on the secret side, you have voice and you have data capability. And on the top secret side, it's top secret collateral, you have access to the voice side of that. So that's just kind of high level, the main things that we offer. As far as more details with that, we'll get into that in a moment. Okay, so we're going to jump into unclassified first. We're going to talk about the DMUC, or unclassified mobility capability area. And the subject matter expert that we have on the panel today is Chris Douglas at the end. And so we're going to put him through his paces a little bit. Do you want to maybe go over the slide and add some more detail on what the capability is?
So thank you, Mark. So I'm Chris Douglas. I'm the lead engineer for DMUC. And I'll just give you kind of a brief summary of what DMUC is. So DMUC is a unclassified mobile offering for all of the military. Anybody that wants it, you can come to us, we can do it. We support both on-prem exchange and O365, any tenant at this point. So currently we have customers with DOD 365J. We're just now onboarding the Air Force CHES tenant, working on DLA and DECA. So we can support anybody that we do not currently support today. If you're interested, you can come to us. Today we have about 140,000 mobile devices, iOS and Android, that we manage across the world. Our structure right now as it is with each one of the tier ones, which is each mission partner, they do all of their own tier one admin for their devices. So they have total control of all of their devices. And then tier two, which is 24/7 run by DISA, that they can escalate to for any support, any technical issues, anything of that nature. Outside of the mobile devices, we also run the mobility gateway, which is the VPN that allows you to connect into the DOD, so you can access internal resources, email, things of that nature. Speaking of email, so all of the services that we offer are all the O365 apps, most of the O365 apps, but we also offer Email Plus, so you can get email on your phone. For Samsung, we have native Samsung clients, so you can get your email. All of that requires VPN into the DOD in order to get your email. Right now we are working on, well, no, let me take that back. So we also have MEP, which is Mobile Endpoint Protection, which is kind of an antivirus, anti-malware solution for all endpoints that is centrally managed by us. So it helps detect threats, things of that nature. With regards to mobile apps, I'll hand off to you, Lieutenant Henriquez.
Thank you, Chris. So as Mr. Mark Long mentioned, my name is Lieutenant Henriquez, and I am the lead for mobile app vetting. When it comes to mobile app vetting on DMUC, it falls into two categories, managed and unmanaged. Managed is where you find your CUI. Any app that processes or transmits or stores CUI, they will be on the managed side. And the unmanaged side is where you find your personal use apps. So on a DMUC device, you will have all your managed apps on DOD apps and all your unmanaged apps on Puma. So that's kind of how it's set up, so the users know exactly what type of app they're downloading when they go to a particular NAS. Thanks.
So that covers most of what I wanted to cover with DMUC, but I definitely can take any questions for anything you guys have regarding DMUC.
So I have questions for you.
What do you got? What do you got? Give it to me.
Let's do it that way for now. All right, so we're going to start off with one of our first wouldn't it be cool if questions. And a lot of people are interested in BYOAD, BYOD.
I didn't hear it.
So wouldn't it be cool if I could use my personal device to do my work, government work?
Well, you definitely can. I mean, the way that it's structured right now, you have email, you can sign PDFs through Purebred and MDS. You can go to any internet websites, once you're connected to VPN. You can do anything internally that you would normally be able to do from a laptop for the most part.
So you're saying we have the capability?
We have that capability today.
As a pilot?
As a what?
So BYOAD as a pilot?
BYOAD, no, we do. Okay, so we had BYOAD as a pilot. Sorry, I didn't hear the BYOAD part.
Yes.
So BYOAD, it was a pilot that we had run for 3 months to kind of test out the capability and how we deploy it in our environment. That closed at the end of March, and now we are gathering up all the data, and we sent out questionnaires to everybody that participated, and we've gathered up all that information for kind of a fact-finding, determine the best way forward as it relates to how we will implement BYOAD at scale for next-gen EMM down the road.
All right. Yeah, thank you. So we absolutely believe that bring your own device or bring your own approved device is the way of the future. It's inevitable. We're going that way. It's very exciting. It certainly expands the possibilities and the scale of what we offer. So more to follow with that piece. So, all right, Chris, here's another one for you.
Okay, what you got?
Wouldn't it be great if we could just provision a mobile device in just minutes?
Well, you can. So thanks to ABM or even with Android Enterprise, with those two platforms, now you are able to enroll your device from a completely brand new out-of-the-box device to ready for enterprise services in just a matter of a few minutes, with a few more added on for enrolling in purebred, things of that nature. But still, you can go from 0 to ready to go in just a few minutes today.
Awesome. Great. Now we just need to get the order process worked out, right? Yeah, so what about endpoint monitoring? What are we doing with that? Is my device, my DMUC device, being monitored?
It is. So that's kind of touching on what I had spoken on before regarding MEP. So in our environment, we use Imperium, and that is a agent that is installed on every mobile device, but also reports back to a centralized console that we manage. That looks for everything from malware to suspicious websites, suspicious apps, anything of that nature. It checks for that anytime the phone is on and reports back in real time to us so we can monitor it and act on it as necessary.
So from what I understand, users have to activate this capability, right?
Correct.
So if you haven't done that yet, please do that.
Correct. We have a couple thousand devices or a few thousand devices out there. All you do is open the app and click activate. It's literally 3 seconds. Please activate it if you have it on your device.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, let's switch over to classified mobility, and that's going to be Jamie. So Jamie, can you tell us some more detail about what we offer?
Sure. So my name is Jamie Barrios. I'm currently the acting branch chief, the PM, and also engineering lead for DMCC Secret and TS. So I'll start with Secret. For the most part, a DMCC Secret, it's a commercial solution for classified program that's registered under the program manager, who is NSA. They're the actual PMs, and I think people associate us with the program manager because we provide the service, but we're actually a service registered with the NSA Program Management Office. So having said that, for the most part, our DMCC Secret capability, we have an Android platform and a Windows platform. Our legacy, we have a legacy, we're in the process of transitioning from a legacy platform on the Android side to what we refer to as our next generation device that we're fielding. Our old legacy is non-DAR on the Android platform, which is data at rest, and our new platform that we're moving to, which is the Android platform, it is Android DAR, which means data at rest. So you can actually store data on the device, and it's predominantly used today for secret voice calling and also accessing email and, of course, surfing CIPRNet to access websites on CIPR. On the DMCC Secret side, we have the two flavors, the Android and the WinDAR. WinDAR is our Windows data at rest. It's pretty much a 2-in-1 laptop setup where it's pretty much our main goal with the WinDAR capability was what could we do to try to mimic a thick client atmosphere in a remote environment, and that's how, that was how WinDAR developed. And so it's actually developed and became it's a very useful tool by senior leaders, especially for conferencing capability. It's a GVSC compatible, and that's where a lot of people use it for the VTC capability, but it also does of course, the traditional email and also voice, but it's more of a thick client type solution where the Android platform, it's a Android S20 phone, or it's an S20 or it's a S7 tablet where you take it, it's really easy to use, it's more mobile. The WinDAR is more of a platform, or of it's a laptop pretty much. So depending on the requirement and the user use cases, we will recommend either one depending on their mission requirements. But either one will support what they need. Once later on this year, we are transitioning to IL6. IL6 environment is going to introduce many of the other CIPRNet services that everybody wants, like they do have on IL5 today, right? On the unclass. Everybody wants to do Teams, right? That's something that's going to be later on introduced when IL6 comes out on CIPR. and we're going to be part of that pilot program when it does get initiated. And that's just one of the examples. On the TS side of the house, it's predominantly for national senior leaders, and it's really to support special use cases, but it's at the TS collateral level. Today, we are working on trying to expand that capability to include, we're actually coordinating today the implementation of a cross-domain solution so that we can integrate it into the intelligence community. So then your TS device could be used to call anybody in the intelligence community at the TS collateral level. Similar to the secret. And one of the things that's secret, if you don't know, on the secret environment, you can call the IC today at the secret level through a similar concept. And that's something that we're trying to implement on the TS program. Having said that, I don't have anything else. Yeah.
No, that's hitting a lot of the questions I even had ready for you. So IL6 is going to really be a game changer. Our devices are already data at rest, so we're ready for this. We're ready for the IL6 environment on SuperNet. And so having those office productivity tools on our classified mobile devices, I mean, that's pretty exciting.
Yes. Yeah, and just having, we're part of the pilot program, so there's going to be phases as far as the different capabilities that are going to be offered on IL6, but our main goal is to be introduced into IL6 so that we can get our current capabilities supported on the IL6 platform, and then as IL6 evolves and matures, then we integrate those enhancements and those offerings that are on IL6 into our mobile platform.
All right, so here's a little bit different question, but related. Wouldn't it be cool if we could provision classified devices within just a matter of days?
With that one.
So from the order to out the door delivery.
All right, so good evening or afternoon, everyone. Josh Howard, oversee operations and provisioning for the mobility program. 2 mics. All right, so that would definitely be pretty cool. I'd be more than glad to say that there are some pretty exciting changes that are coming down the line. Mic'd up. All right, cool. Got it. All right, so there's some pretty exciting changes coming down the line with the overall request fulfillment and ordering process. There are a lot of questions, concerns, feedback we've received over the years. We've consolidated a lot of it, and we're looking forward to implementing it in the future, very near future, as the DISA marketplace comes to life. So a lot of positive changes coming down the line.
Yeah, so looking at overall ordering process end to end and identifying all the different opportunities for automation. And there's a lot of room for improvement, so we're excited about this as well. So I think maybe Ashley will touch at the end about a new capability for Marketplace that this is going to be using to offer their services and how we're going to leverage that. So what about peripherals? So classified mobile devices, what all can I plug into that? Can I print?
No. Sadly, you cannot.
Maybe use this one.
All right, so sadly you can't print, right? I'm sorry. All right,
Probably good.
Pretty good, right? But we have taken action on establishing an APL, so pretty soon you'll see improved products that's coming down the line, mainly consisting of devices that are simply plug and play, right? Your standard 3.5 millimeter headphones, USB-C headphones, keyboards, your typical accessory or peripheral that you may use to operate on a daily basis. So that is coming down the line.
Okay, yep, thanks. All right, Jamie, I know you talked about TS a little bit, but wouldn't it be cool if we could do more with our TS mobile capability? Wouldn't it be cool if we could video teleconference?
That's interesting. We are looking at, there are some requirements out there that we are looking at, and I don't know if anybody has heard of TIPRNet, whether or not it evolves or not. It's a TS collateral environment. If that does if that does move forward, then more than likely our capability would probably be a pilot program to support that capability. And what that means is, to support an offering similar to what we do on Secret, but at the TS collateral level, or even similar to everybody's familiar with JWICS. How many people have been on JWICS and have said, that's not SCI? But in any case, it's just funny. I go on to JWICS all the time, and I'm always wondering why is this on JWICS? But in any case, they are looking at it as a cost savings as well. Minimize skiffs and things like that. So it makes sense from a program standpoint. But we are looking at that. Those are one of the features we are looking at.
Okay, I have one more for you.
Yep.
So wouldn't it be cool if these mobile devices could be multi-level classification? Why do they have to be so separated?
Yep, and multi-level security is something that, if you're familiar with the DRSM program, that does it all the time. And some of the other solutions that are out there, they have some similar products, but we are also checking into, wouldn't it be nice to have a single device that has, all right, you're on this domain that does Secret, now you're on this domain that does TS, and whether or not we get approved for SCI. But I'm just giving those two as an example, but on the same platform. So we're looking at things like that, especially from industry coming forth to us to provide us these type solutions, and because that is the goal. We're trying to get down to one single device that can, access these multiple domains and still maintain its integrity. So.
Okay, we'll switch to the next slide. And really, we've been talking about the future, but I'm going to turn it over to Miss Ashley Rosier, and she's going to talk about what's next.
So most of it has already been covered, because yes, we are looking at the multi-domain solution. Basically, we'd also just like to be able to pick that, if you've got a super desktop at work, for you to be able to pick that up, take it home, and it'd be like your WinDAR is, but then pick it back up, and this is for all the domains that we service on the classified side, to be able to work on it at work and then take it home, and it'd be the same thing, but be unclassified, just like the WinDAR and everything is now, to be able to power it off. It'd be unclassified till you take it home, and then you log back into it. So that's definitely the way. As far as the DISA marketplace, that is going to be a game changer for anybody that has ever tried to order mobility and knows how painful it is to order it and to when you are trying to turn your services off. And also especially for the classified side, when you are trying to track your orders, where your order is at, whether it has come into the building, whether it is in the provisioning queue, whether it has got your certificates, wherever that lies. So we're really hoping that the marketplace will also be able to give you the insight that you're looking for to be able to track your orders and then discontinue your orders, add more orders onto it without the painful process of what you're having to do today, which is log in, discontinue, then create new. So marketplace is going to be a game changer for everyone when it comes to ordering. You'll be able to log into it and see where all the statuses is of your orders, instead of having to try to track them down, instead of having to submit two different, one capability order and one service order, having to be able to do this through one pane of glass and it transition properly so that you're not missing people only submitting half their orders. So this is going to be very helpful to Josh and the team when he's fielding all these calls that we're receiving today. So looking forward to that, looking forward to bringing on the BYOAD with our next-gen infrastructure for mobility, what that looks like in the future, to be able to incorporate all of the stuff that we've taken in over the past few years through industry and through our customer base that says we now need this to be successful. We are trying to do that, especially as COVID happened over the past 2 years. And we all know that we need to telework, and we need to be able to have all of these capabilities at home that we had in the office and be mobile, be able to work from anywhere in the world and still act like you could do it at your desk and sitting at home instead of at the office. So that is about all I have. So
yeah.
Whatever questions you have.
So mobility is a very exciting space to work in. it's also very challenging, and here's where I see probably our biggest challenge. You may have heard the kind of the theme here of user experience. How can we do things better, faster, more capability? That is our focus. Our challenge comes in, most everyone already has a mobile device and has had a mobile device for years. My boys have mobile devices. There's already a set expectation by users on how these devices should work. So when we add the different complexities of encryption and permission to do these classified systems without having encryption on type 1 encryption on them, and the order process, when people are familiar with pulling up to a popular mobile service company and then leaving right away with their device, and it takes us much longer to get devices out the door. Those are all those big challenges that we have to meet user expectations. So we're really focused on that. We're focused on the order process. We're focused on the experience users have with the actual devices, and then the capabilities that we can offer on those devices. So from that, I think probably the most important thing I want you to see and know is how can you get this service? How can you get these capabilities? So there's a couple different ways. We have QR codes you can scan and go to the information. There is the DISA, the service catalog. We also have the mobile service portal that you can go to, mobility service portal. And so we have a lot of information out there that explains a lot of the detail that maybe we didn't share in this brief today. So from that, anything else we missed big here? I'm going to turn it over to you and see if anyone has any questions for us.
That means we did a good job.
Cool. I think we covered it all.
Here's one. Here we go.
There's only one.
Somebody had to break the seal, right?
I'm coming with a loaded question. Stephen Spry from Spry Squared. We have a booth over here. What are you going to do at the firmware level on these devices that they're not being compromised?
Yeah, we're having trouble hearing.
Yeah, I mean, oh, sorry. What are you going to be doing at the firmware level on these devices to protect them from being compromised or detecting compromise? Because as an adversary, if I put my hat on, I will go down to that level, and I've got these mobile devices now out in the world that I can now be sending off additional information.
That's a great question, and you know that is a concern. That's a concern of ours. So it's the security of the devices, government devices, and the information, the communications that we're using them for. But so part of it we can answer, and part of it is classified.
Yes.
So we, on the unclassified side, we're doing things to monitor the activity on the device, like what's going on with that. So we have tools that we're using for that. On the classified side, I think I can share this much, that we've really separated the cellular connection from the device. So it would be very challenging to try to get to the device from there.
Like I said, it was a loaded question because you could try and separate it, but the chips control everything above the operating system.
Right,
so.
right, yeah, and more, I'm with you completely. How things get integrated, and it's hard to separate like that. But that's why we're not the ones coming up with the ways around that. We partner with NSA to make that happen. So, thanks for the loaded question. Okay. Anyone else?
I'll even bring the mic to you if you have any questions.
This team did our job. I talked to them for 2 days.
Right. We've made the rounds.
We're done. We're already questioned out.
Look, yeah, exactly.
Great. Well, I think you answered anything.
All right.
Anything else? Any takers? Well, Mark and team, it looks like you answered everything. So thank you very much. Certainly appreciate the engagement and
Thank you,
in the discussion.
We have the booth, so we will be over at the booth. We'll be walking around. Reach out to us at any time. So.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
I was going to let him know I know.